The U.S. military recovering Iranian-made missile warheads bound for Houthi terrorists during a shipboarding mission near Somalia earlier this month. But that mission went awry, leaving 2 elite Navy SEALs lost at sea. Here now to discuss the tensions in the Middle East is Fox News correspondent Lucas Tomlinson. Lucas, I saw this story. I knew you were the right guy to talk to about it because it's been very underreported. There are 2 Navy SEALs that went missing in a high-stakes mission to interdict a boat at sea, and it went sideways. What do you know?
Well, Pete, it turns out that U.S. military action against those Iranian-backed Houthis in Yemen was much more extensive than previously reported. That mission by SEAL Team 3 came on the same day, on July 11th, that those Super Hornets from the deck of the USS Dwight D. Eisenhower launched and delivered the first airstrikes ordered from President Biden against the Houthis in Yemen. So on the same day that those U.S. fighter jets were delivering a blow to the Houthis in Yemen, that assault force from SEAL Team 3 launched a daring raid against a ship off the coast of Somalia. It went awry when one of the SEALs fell off the ladder, boarding the dhow. Of course, it's middle of the night, Pete, night vision goggles, very high stakes. When one of his teammates saw his fellow SEAL fall off the ladder, he jumped in too. Now you have 2 missing Navy SEALs. It's been over a week now that those 2 SEALs and those operators have been missing. Wow.
So January 11th, they were boarding it at night in the middle of the ocean. One falls, the other jumps in, leave no man behind. Rough seas. They ultimately captured the missiles and sunk the vessel, took all the prisoners they could afterwards. So the search is ongoing, but I got to believe there's not a lot of hope at this point.
That's right. It's been over a week now, Pete, so it's not likely that they will be recovered. They're still missing. Obviously, we're hoping for the best. These are some of the most superhuman men on the face of the planet. Of course, you're talking about the SEAL teams. But it is notable that this action came on the same day as that airstrike against Yemen. Of course, U.S. forces have been carrying out strikes almost every day since over the past week. And it's notable that at the Pentagon, the deputy press secretary says the U.S. is not at war right now. And the former spokesman for U.S. Central Command, which of course controls those forces in the region, said that the U.S. is now in a low-grade war with these Houthi rebels. And of course, U.S. forces continue to be attacked in Iraq and Syria, and President Biden has ordered airstrikes in 3 different countries in recent weeks: Iraq, Syria, and Yemen, of course.
Why was it so? I guess this is the type of mission, Lucas, that we would never have otherwise heard about, right? I mean, there are missions like this around the globe all the time with elite operators that are taking care of business, and we don't deserve to know, frankly, because these things are clandestine. But it's been also very little mentioned from the White House and the Navy. I'm not suggesting anything nefarious, but it just hasn't really hit the news much.
That's right. Well, President Biden hasn't spoken about it. The White House, the press briefings, it's come up. It's notable that at Thursday's press conference at the Pentagon, there was no update on the search for the missing SEALs. It didn't even come up in an entire press briefing. It certainly is a concern there, but it certainly shows that the United States is now deeply involved in this war against the Houthis, and the U.S. keeps firing back. The Houthis keep shooting at commercial shipping and U.S. forces. But you're right. This is very extensive right now.
No doubt. Real quick, Lucas, we got a few reports this morning that there were more attacks on U.S. forces in Iraq. Not necessarily clear where those attacks came from. But the pace of this continues. And how much concern is there inside the Pentagon that this could spiral out of control?
There's a lot of concern. This is about U.S. forces in Iraq and Syria have been attacked nearly 140 times now, Pete. You still have about 2,500 U.S. troops in Iraq, about 900 neighboring Syria. The bulk of those U.S. forces are at Al-Assad Air Base in Iraq, where those attacks were today. And this is all being done, controlled by Iran, using its proxy forces. And there's calls for a much more forceful response from the Biden administration to go at the source to hit targets inside Iran.
No doubt. Well, Lucas, you know your stuff, and you served our country as well, and I appreciate your time this morning. Thank you. Lucas Tomlinson.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.